If you are logging into MyTEAM today, this is what matters. Happy Saturday, everybody. King of the Court is live and well. No new challenges today. Let's see what impact that has on our grind and how we can still make today very productive. As usual, we do have the daily challenges. Get these done. I will be playing King of the Court tonight live on stream. We're going to try to get some wins, or at least tier 3, maybe tier 2. So the dailies will get taken care of there, but if you need to play Park, whatever it is, go ahead and take care of those. Season 4, nothing new in here. We got the Battlegrounds Challengers challenge done yesterday. It was really that easy. So you're probably working through this. Those challenger players are much cheaper. They'll keep going down. I was able to buy and sell 2 diamonds yesterday at pretty much break even. As I always say, sometimes diamonds are better than the amethyst, especially those first couple days. They just hold their value, and we see amethyst take such a large hit so quickly. But keep doing this. This is an easy one. Free Hall of Fame option pack. We take those. The rest are just ways for you to kind of keep track of your wins. Yes, we're still building clutch time and triple threat wins, things along that nature. Nothing new down here. We finally got this signature challenge done. Super easy. It's just a clutch time game on semi-pro, free Hall of Fame badge. Definitely recommend doing it. So we got it done. I said eventually we'd get it done. We did it this morning for the Battlegrounds Festival. I guess they threw us a curveball. I mean, they were really consistent last week where they just gave us they gave us the Galaxy Opal and then 6 diamonds right after, and they gave us 1 extra with this Rivals games. Yesterday, they gave us the Galaxy Opal, but for the first time, no new diamond challenge. I'm a little surprised. I kind of thought they would for sure give us a diamond challenge. I don't know if this was maybe something on the back end didn't work out or if it's strategic. Hey, we just take it as it comes. This is why we're always stacking pieces. So technically no free diamond piece today. Hopefully they maybe put like a pink diamond piece in or even another Galaxy Opal. I know that would help a lot of people, but it looks like they're not going to follow the same pattern. So that opens up a little uncertainty. We don't know what they're going to put in these challenges. There'll definitely be more. I think it's kind of weird they skipped a day. Hopefully more come. So technically, no new challenges today. If you're grinding the game today, just focus on the modes that you normally play to stack pieces, or focus on King of the Court, because we will break down some math here, and King of the Court is actually one of the best ways to spend your time as far as trying to get pieces. But if you're a challenge person like me, hey, it's a pretty easy day. Do your dailies. Make sure you get this Battleground Challengers done sooner than later. You do have plenty of time. But other than that, you can just focus on your play modes. And of course, it's Saturday. King of the Court is live and well. Ty is already at the top of the leaderboard. He's up at 14,000. Wouldn't be surprised if he increases that. I think he finished at like 14,400. Look, at this point, it's kind of like Ty versus the field, I feel like. We'll see if someone else can put together some, really good games. It's tough to get really a ton of points. You have to do some lineup manipulation. You have to win by a ton of points. You have to shoot a really high percentage. I mean, if we're talking to get top 10 in tier 1, you really do need to be strategic. But for our mindset, I am happy with tier 3, potentially tier 2. And let's just break it down. Tier 3 is a pink diamond piece. And we did the math. On average, it will take you about 3 to 5 hours to grind for a pink diamond piece in breakout. A pink diamond piece is technically 60 gold pieces, and getting 20 gold pieces an hour in either breakout or park is no small task. I mean, that is some consistent grinding, getting that many pieces, and that's to get it done in 3 hours. So it can even take a little bit longer. So we're looking at a 3 to 5 hour grind for a pink diamond piece, but to get tier 3, you could likely do it in 3 games if you're able to pull off 1 win. So with 1 win and even 2 losses, that would be 3 games. It would probably take you an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, and you would get a pink diamond piece. So to get a pink diamond piece for an hour and 15 minutes of playing, it is worth it. I know a win is not guaranteed in King of the Court, but I think it's worth trying. I would say give it your best shot. Play 3 games, and even if you go 0-3, then you'll still get 2250, which is only a diamond piece. And yes, technically maybe grinding breakout would be a little bit better, but you get the beast pack and you have a chance at that pink diamond. Any game, anything can happen. So I do recommend play 3 games of King of the Court. Just try it, put out your best lineup or a lineup you're really comfortable with. I did a little bit of lineup manipulation. We'll see. This might be the lineup I run, all 4 games or 3 games. I might switch it up, actually get Russell in there. But yes, right now, King of the Court, especially with no new challenge, is technically one of the best ways to try and grind some pieces. I do think it's worth playing at least 3 games, shooting for tier 3. If not, get tier 4. And if you get on a streak, I know some of the guys that watch these videos, they are really good at the game. So if you can get on a streak and get to tier 2, that's a Galaxy Opal piece. And that would take at least 4 games. To get tier 2, tier 1, you're going to need 4 good wins. So even if, let's say you go 4-0 and it goes great, that's going to take an hour and a half or so. But getting a Galaxy Opal piece for an hour and a half of grinding, a Galaxy Opal is 3 pink diamonds. And we estimated pink diamonds at 3 to 5 hours. That's 10 hours of breakout or park to get a Galaxy Opal piece. And yes, it's possible. I might be grinding for an extra Galaxy Opal piece. Over the next few days, I'll break that grind out in a couple hour chunks, so to speak. But the fact they do give us this small window where you can at least attempt for a Galaxy Opal or attempt for a pink diamond and get the diamond as a consolation if you just have a bad run, the juice is worth the squeeze here. So I do recommend King of the Court. We'll be focused on it, playing it tonight. It's something we have to highlight on a day like today. If King of the Court's just not for you and you're not feeling it, stick to your breakout, stick to your triple threat park. Like I said, if you grind consistently, 10 hours, you can get a Galaxy Opal piece. We still have 6-7 days left. If you play a couple hours a day, you could easily just grind a Galaxy Opal piece or 2 for breakout and triple threat park. So lots of opportunities to keep stacking pieces. Of course, it's the weekend, so we'll highlight King of the Court, but you still have your other modes. If you're a showdown guy, it's a great weekend to play because a lot of the main sweats are playing King of the Court. So maybe your win rate might go up a little bit in showdown. All-star team up is always fun. They reward you for online wins. So whatever your mode is, grind it today when you have time. But if you got the itch, if you're feeling like you have, the energy for it, hop into King of the Court. It's a great day to do it. I'll be playing tonight, maybe a little tomorrow morning. And we got to highlight tomorrow is the triple threat park, where if you get 5 wins in park, you get a dark matter piece. That's 2 Galaxy Opals. So, we could say a dark matter piece is almost 20 hours of grinding and breakout and showdown. Fighting for a triple threat park streak can be as quick as 30 minutes. Hypothetically, I've gotten 5 games win streak in 30 minutes before. Can also be as long as 3-4 hours. Your streaks get broken, you're trying to find a court, but still definitely worth it because a dark matter piece is a lot of grinding. So between today and tomorrow, we have some opportunity. Nothing's guaranteed, but I know a lot of you guys will get it done. Hopefully we get it done here on the channel, but things to be aware of. Along with that, do your exhibitions. We got those done here. The ones that I can, at least. I don't have 2 frostbite diamonds, but it is okay. Domination's always great. We finished it, so if you're still working through domination, I think it's worth it. That Doc Rivers is a great coach. We're not using Jason Richardson too much, but he's great. Salary cap is here if you need it, of course. We're not really grinding it with all the things going on like King of the Court and Park and Festival. It's really just not the best mode to grind pieces or anything like that. But it was part of that Hall of Fame challenge. So we played one yesterday. Just keep that in mind. The challenge I'm talking about, of course, is the Battleground Challengers. They do want you to play 1 salary cap game. So we got that done. For the exchange, business as usual, just whatever golds I have, I upgrade to amethyst, and along the way, as I mentioned yesterday, we're at 6 Galaxy Opals and really sniffing a 7th because I have 2 pink diamonds and 2 diamonds. So that's not much grinding at all. Really, from casually playing, I should be able to get 2 diamonds fairly quickly. I was kind of hoping I'd get one from a challenge today, but that's not going to happen. But either way, we should kind of have another Galaxy Opal just coming in naturally, which puts me up to 7. And if we can have a good day in King of the Court, get at least another pink diamond piece, really Sunday park streak is going to be pretty big for me because that could push me from 7 to 9, which, puts me clear into territory, and then really just 1 away from SAR. So all the options become possible there. But it depends. If I don't get the streak, I'll still be at 7s, kind of sniffing 8 really easily. May just be settling for Terry if I can't pull off the Sunday park streak, which is not a bad consolation at all. But at this point, we haven't opened any packs. We've done all the challenges. We did do tier 2 in King of the Court first week. We got the park streak. But other than that, no packs, just grinding. We should get clear to Terry. And so even with just one of the park streaks, if people get both park streaks, and just been grinding with no packs, you should get clear to SAR. So if you're a grinder and you're able to get online wins, Terry and SAR are definitely within realistic, without ripping packs. I think we've shown that. It's just a matter of which one. If you can get both park streaks, you really should be clear into SAR territory. But it looks like either one is technically going to be no money spent grindable. Of course we do the pro pass, but that doesn't affect how many pieces we can get. So pretty good spot there. Hopefully I have some leftover tokens. I've seen this Jeffries card cook. If you guys were watching last night on stream, there was a sweat who took me down last shot. He was also using Yang. He hit like a deep 3 with Yang floater. Great game. I was up 21-20. He hit the floating 3 to win. But this card was hooping, man. He was absolutely hooping. I do want to make a point to get that card. I've highlighted some of these dynamic duos. So we're winding down. I know it says 29 days, but the consensus is we only have 6 or 7 days to actually get pieces. So just keep lining up your shots. This Brandon Jennings a good card. Like, look, either way, this festival's been a W. If you get SAR, if you get Terry, or if you just get a bunch of pink diamonds and the amethysts, your team should have got better. You should have increased your collection. So keep stacking pieces. We got a little bit of time. And of course, the season 4 exchange is here. We took Jaden McDaniels. We took the 97 plus pack. I might be good on exchange. Pretty much my advice here is make sure you get Jaden McDaniels or one of the guys you really like. Once you have at least one, I say risk it with the 97 plus, but that's just my opinion. That is not official advice. If not, pick up another one of these guys or just chill. You don't have to get multiple exchange pieces, but I would recommend getting at least one of these guys. They're out here. It's a good season grind. Between that and the season 40 grind, it's a great anchor. You get these done, you work the festivals, your account's gonna get in a really good spot. At the end of the day, we're just building the collection. I want a bunch of really cool cards, I want a bunch of really good badges, and I want some good coaches and things like that. And other than that, just play the game and have fun. And we haven't even talked about the world that is a world of its own, which is the auction house. And today's a very interesting day for the auction house. We're moving into a sell cycle. Well, I'm always selling cards, as we know, and I was price monitoring that LeBron. He's gone down, guys. An ending bid at 589. He was up in the 800s. Does he bounce back up? I don't think so. We'll dive into that set here in a second. But yeah, I'm selling a ton of things. I'll go ahead and clear this out really quickly. Won't make you guys watch all this, but you can just see some of the things that I've been selling, making profit on every one of these, except for a couple of these wild gems that I just decided to move. But even still, 20K for a diamond wild gem is pretty good. It just goes to show, list it. Sometimes it will sell. Most Kermit Washingtons are not selling at 20K. Most are at 10 to 15, but I got one to sell at 20. And we'll talk about that as a selling strategy here in just a second, but I'll go ahead and clear all these out here. Excellent. We got all those cleared out, and let's hop in and let's look at the new set, because we know this is the new thing here. It's very top heavy. Shaq's kind of settling a little lower than I thought. Same with Luka. I mean, I think Luka's going to end. He's been ending around 1 million. I don't know. These high-end dark matters, they're just a bit uncertain. So at the top, we know what's kind of going down. This Karolinko seems to be very rare, not one in the market. Jaw's still out here. Been ending around 5, I think, but I think he'll trickle down. Just keep being patient if you want these cards. We've been price watching the LeBron. He's incredibly high, ending towards 6, but he was up to 8. I don't know if 6 is a great price, and maybe in a few days you can flip for 8. I don't think so. I just see this card kind of continuing to trickle down. Just look how many are in the auction house. And again, too early to really be trading these guys. I'm definitely keeping an eye on certain diamonds. This Omri Cassipi could actually be really good. He's 6'9" at the shooting guard. Definitely one of those cards that people, may want to use, kind of like an Aldama. Or if we can start getting this guy in the teens, once these packs end, wouldn't be surprised to see him be like a 30K card, but still a little too early to bid on these guys. Really just price monitoring the new set, watching the top cards, getting the challenges done. Like I said, I recommend picking up a cheap Tyler Zeller. I was able to buy one for 15, sell him for 17, so essentially made a couple hundred MT and got the challenges done. Conversely, these amethysts, they're just gonna keep crashing down. We saw that amethyst get so low from last set, lower than we've ever seen, and we're still kind of waiting for them to bounce back. So putting a little air of caution on these amethysts, like this card right here, will probably be very, very, very cheap by the end of this cycle. I know some of them are good, but at this point, there's so many good amethysts. So any amethyst, 1, buy with caution. 2, Wouldn't be surprised if these guys get to as low as 2,000 MT. That is what we saw the last amethyst get. It was a new low for those guys. But every set there has been that unique amethyst that seems to hold value. Not sure if it will be Johnny Broom. He just has so many cards in circulation. I did buy one at 10 and flip him at 15 last night. That was after I bought one just for the PC at 15, and you can see he's already sneaking down towards 10. Once they show that sign, and with this volume, I think he keeps trickling down. I don't think he'll be as rare as that Kalani Brown or that Reynad that held their value all through the pack cycle. I don't know if this set has one of those cards. All of these seem to be getting pretty low already, so air of caution on these amethysts. We've just seen them get so low, and really for this whole set, give it a few more days. It will be Wednesday, Thursday, we really start looking to buy these cards. And that's what we did with this set, and we're in a good spot with these guys. I really like where we're at. They're already trending in the right direction. We picked up a ton of Allen Houstons, Richard Jefferson, Antoine Walkers, and the amethysts. The amethysts are still very low, and so my advice for here is just start listing them at a small profit point. Like, luckily I got a few of these guys at like 1,000, but for the ones I even got at 3,000, I'm just gonna start listing this guy at 3,500, because these windows, they can open and close really quick, and there might be a small window where some of these start selling at that profit point. So with these amethysts, they got lower than we expected, unfortunately, but just start trying to list them. Nothing will sell if you don't list it. I do think this set now, we got the green light to list. But I'll highlight this Kalani Brown. This is a great day trade card. I've been selling her at like 14. I don't know if you guys saw in my sales. I had 2 Kalani Browns sold at 14. Here's what's interesting. Now we see one at 11 not selling, but it's the only one. Now I'm not gonna buy that 11 and try to list it at 14. That's just not quite enough profit. But I would love to bid on this one. It's only at 2, and I'll probably just bid up to 10 since I see that one. And I've been winning these at like 5K bid and then listing them around 14, and they've been selling. So she's a great day trade flip now, just because she's pretty rare and her price is pretty consistent. But the rest of the amethyst, I'm just gonna try to flip. This Noah card, he may go up over time. He is pretty meta, but there's just so many. So I'm just gonna start listing these guys, try to get them moving as quick as possible. But the diamonds and the pink diamonds, like Jordan Clarkson, I was able to get at 14. Now I'm selling at 17 easy. So I don't know if he goes up much higher. Now that, I don't think there's a ton of room for him to get to 30 or 40. If you picked up these in the 10 to 15s, go ahead and sell at the 19 to 20 range. You should get your profit there. But the pink diamonds are trending in the right direction. This Allen Houston, much more rare. Look at that bar down below. Not nearly as many in circulation, and the cheapest buyouts around 40K. Yes, these are 35, but they just got listed. If you got the price that I recommended, which is 30K and below, start listing, guys. Let's go ahead and take advantage of profit because we have so much uncertainty. That's my opinion. There's 2 things that can happen. One, I say take advantage of this window. Their price has already gone up, and that goes for the same for Antoine Walker and Richard Jefferson. And I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of keeps going up today and tomorrow. I mean, I got one of these guys at 18. The other one's under 30. So, I mean, if I just sell at 37.40, we already made a nice chunk of profit. That's where my mind's at. But one thing to consider here, guys. We don't know if we're getting content Tuesday. We did last Tuesday, but the Tuesday before they skipped. Think of a world where we get no new content from today until next Friday. The market goes up in those scenarios. These mid-tier cards, when there's no new cards coming in, and they just dropped a huge new set yesterday, we saw the dip. Now we're already pulling out of that dip. It's Saturday. We've already kind of moved on a full 24 hours from the new cards. Technically, it should keep climbing a little bit until the new set drops. So depending your appetite for risk, you have 2 choices, and I'll probably do a little bit of both. One, sell now and take your profit. And I'm talking about the pink diamonds. We'll talk about the amethyst again here in a second. But for like my Richard Jeffersons, I got every single one of these under 30. I'm like, you know what? There's one, his price maybe is not quite climbing as much as I'd like, but that could be an anomaly. I'm just going to start listing Richard Jeffersons at 37 to 40K. And if I sell, I take my profit. Now, that said, you could do this for pretty much all the pink diamonds, the Richard Jeffersons, the Antoine Walkers. He seems to be going up a little more than Richard Jefferson. Might list him at like 40. That said, if you want to play it a little bit riskier and maybe anticipate a smaller drop Tuesday or even no drop Tuesday, and if that happens, I see no reason for these cards not to continue to climb. because if we don't get new cards, there's the same amount of cards in circulation. The cards that are there just tend to take a bit of an uptick, and we saw it in those 10 days before we had this festival. Remember, there was like a 7 or 8 day break between the Winter Festival and this festival, and cards absolutely went up steadily throughout. So I think you're in a really good spot. If you picked up some pink diamonds from this Battleground set like I recommended, I think you're in a good spot. You can either start listing them now and try to just make your profit. Like I said, I got this Richard Jefferson for like 27K. If I can get 37 for him minus the tax, that's a 7K MT hit. Times that by like 5 or 6, we're really stacking some MT with not a lot of work. Conversely, if I am confident there's no more pack drops till next Friday, it's probably a 50-50. Yeah, this Richard Jefferson could easily get up into the 40s, and same with some of the other pink diamonds that I have. So that's kind of my strategy with these Battlegrounds. I'm listing them, but listing them a little high. Hopefully they sell. I got this Bogut for like 7K. The diamonds are kind of going up. This Troy Daniels, though, he's almost an anomaly. He's like the cheapest diamond in the game. And like just him. He's just incredibly high volume. We got him at 8, and he's kind of sticking down there. There's so many of circulation, so this diamond in particular might just be kind of a move on. But you see the Jordan Clarkson's a lot more rare. Didn't really stockpile that many of him. He would have been a good one to get a few more of. This Troy Daniels wasn't quite it. But with these Novas and these Ronnies, like I said, they're so low, and luckily we got them at a pretty low price. But yeah, 4K is not selling. I'm just going to try to move on from these guys at around 3,500. And we did see it, in my collections. Cards will sell. Sometimes, even if they're not the cheapest, maybe it is people are watching that timer end down. Cards do sell. So I'm going to list these amethysts just to try to move them. But yes, in summary, just before we move on to some other strategies, these cards are still stabilizing. We will keep an eye on them, and towards the end of the cycle, maybe we dip back into the amethyst, but if they get so cheap again, like down to 2K, it's just a bit riskier. But there'll definitely be some pink diamonds and diamonds that we're going to want to move once we understand, which ones are a bit more meta and understand their floor prices. And these cards are trending in the right direction, especially the pink diamonds and even some of the diamonds. Even these cards will be, bid eligible now, because like Darius Miles' price, it should really stabilize by now. We see the floor, it's around 14K, even maybe a little bit lower, it looks like. So if I can come in and bid and win Darius Miles at 5 to 6K, like this one here, I know I can flip them for 10 to 11. So these cards are stable enough to do bid, the bid method on, which is cool. It's a whole new set. Of course, these ones are too new. The Beasts, these cards have stabilized a lot. Eddie Jones took a dip to 50. He peaked back to 70. Now he's back in the 50s. That's what I mean. You do got to take advantage of these sell windows. He went down again because of all the new content. He kind of peaked when there was a small content break. So what I would recommend with these pink diamonds is maybe take advantage of this window. If there's no new set Tuesday, that window could be kind of expanded though. With that, keep doing your regular flip method. Again, I'm doing this every day, just looking at 10 to 15 meta cards, understanding their floor. I see Buzelis, he's really more of a 35K card now, so I'm looking for bids in the 20s. Don't see anything that's going to be worthwhile right now, but doing the same thing for Ace Bailey and a whole other amount of cards. You can see Ace Bailey's pretty rare. He's at 40, but if I could snag one, he would probably sell pretty quickly. And some pink diamonds can get in there. Like, look at this Josh Smith. Is he buyout? He is buyout. So now we understand his floor. There's definitely going to be some value in cards like this if you can get the right bid. And it's just a matter of going through the sets, seeing what you can find. Keeping an eye on a guy like Okongwu. I don't see him bouncing all the way back up like he did. This card went to 40, to 80, to 100, and now he's back down in the 40s. Probably sticks around here. I don't think he gets a huge bump. Maybe later if salary cap becomes really good again, cards like this could see a bump. He's definitely an elite diamond. A bit uncertainty there. A lot of us want to buy and flip relatively soon, not buy an Okongwu and sit on him for 2 months hoping salary cap gets good again. Because of course by then so many new cards will be in the market, so it's a bit of a risk. But this one has extra badges. I put a bid on him, maybe I'll win him. But doing that daily, just going through the back sets, I randomly made some decent MT on Marvin Williams. Bought one, cheap and was able to sell him in the mid-teens. I'll come in here and look at this one. I'll bid 5K. This is fun because not many people are going to be outbidding me for Marvin Williams. He did take a couple cycles to sell because not that many people are looking to buy Marvin Williams, but when there's only one other one up for 30K and I can win mine at 5, I have a lot of room to list him between 10 and 20, you know, and eventually he probably will sell. So there's always a ton of ways just to squeeze out some MT in the market. Not even talking about some of the filters we can use, you know, just understanding a color and the maximum buyout. Diamond's a little weird right now because look at the cheapest diamond. It's one card in particular. It's just Troy Daniels. Troy Daniels is pretty much the floor, and it's all the other Battlegrounds diamonds. And that's where I'm still like, maybe they do go up. Who knows? Just because when you look at like Beast Diamonds, which is really a pretty recent set, there's just a decent jump, but it's not that simple where it's like, oh, eventually those Battlegrounds ones will be like Beasts. It's just not that simple. Beast might be a little bit more rare. So I'm not going and spam buying, you know, Troy Daniels. But what I would say is if you can find some diamonds that are not named Troy Daniels on bid, you know their floor is probably around like 10K, maybe a little bit less. So just try to win some bids on diamonds like this Gallinari. Could be a great snipe. Probably sells for at least 12, 15, right? You know, I don't need to know his exact price because I'm going to make a really cheeky bid and hopefully I get value. Again, be careful on some of these ones. We don't know their floor yet, but at the same time, I do think Omri's at least a 15K card. So I'd be comfortable bidding like 9 or 10. Just be cheeky, guys. You'd be surprised how many bids you can win just pulling up a good filter, knowing the floor, and just making bids 20 to 30%. That can be your simplest MT method right there. Or you can get complex and go through all the sets. You know, I'm giving you a few different ways to move and groove. Of course, one thing I really like to do is just be that dynamic duo hunter. Queen has been good. We sold 2 queens today. I don't know if you guys saw that in the sales at 53 and 46. Which is absolutely crazy because the queen market got flooded for a bit and I was buying them in the 20s. There's none on buyout right now. I've sold all mine, I believe, just because he got that rare. So yes, these dynamic duos can just fluctuate. I know some people were like, what the heck? There's like 20 queens up and they're in the 20s and I bought all mine in the 30s. But at least on the Xbox market, he's getting really rare again. And I sold one in mid 40s and 50s just today. Yeah, I had 3 cycles where he didn't sell, but it's a good example of where that patient pays off. And I'm doing the same with Kenny Smith. I know, guys, I know I said I'd move on from him, but he's like that bad habit I just can't kick. Nah, just kidding. He is getting pretty cheap, but pretty rare too. Look, there's only 4 up. And so I'll probably just let these ones go. I own so many. I still think this is a good price because I'm selling them at 15, 16. But in 3 hours, the only ones will be up are 18 and 20. I've been getting most of these Kennys under 10, so still plenty of room for profit. But he is my most owned card. I mean, I think I have like 10 of these Kenny Smiths. So these dynamic duos can be great, and we have a bunch of new ones. I recommend waiting to really get aggressive on trading the ones currently in the festival. But when this festival is over, just make a note. Even these guys, because these are auctionable, they'll be a little bit more rare. But it's more ones like this Dinwiddie and Jared Allen, you know, cards like that. The Nemhard, he was sitting at 20K, but he went back down quite a bit. Let's see what he's going at now. And I'm just thinking it might be worth to stockpile a few around. It looks like it needs to be less than 10, but that's a pretty good price for a solid dynamic duo. He's just gotten really cheap. I was buying these like at 9 and 10 and flipping them at 15. It's not quite happening as much because a lot more are getting listed below 15. But stockpiling a few of these guys, it'd be more of a long game. I think it would be when he's out of the festival, he could go up to 20 just because of that dynamic duo, but I'm going to try to get some really cheap ones. That might not be enough because that's cheaper than the cheapest diamond. He definitely has a little bit of a premium. So we'll do that. But the one I'd be more excited about, I think this is the most meta of the new ones, is this Dinwiddie because he was meta before and he's only gotten better, but he's just a bit more expensive, you know, and seeing a couple in the 20s, that's kind of nice. I still think it's maybe a little high, but I could see this card easily being a 30K card, you know, when he's out of packs. I'll just keep an eye on bids. Would love to win him in the teens, not just buy outright for 23. So keep an eye on dynamic duos. There's a ton of duos, guys. I only know a few of them, and I'm aware of a lot of them, but those are the ones I'm mostly trading. There's some really good dynamic duos that you can make trades with as well. And we're selling, oh, we got outbid on that Gallinari, but we did sell a Jordan Clarkson, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, that's how I'm moving and grooving in the auction house. Kind of to summarize here, guys, One, we're still letting the dust settle on these, but there will be opportunity. Two, it's pretty much a good time to go ahead and sell these pink diamonds. The diamonds are doing some weird activity, but hypothetically, they'll probably trickle up a little bit. Troy Daniels and Scalabrini are just really, really low, but keep an eye on them. But for the pink diamonds, if you want to make your profit, go ahead and sell. If you want to risk it, there's a chance we're going to be in a bit of a content slump for the next few days that could trickle the market up. And of course, we're working our bids from past sets. And lastly, we're working filters to try to find some really good bid snipes. And of course, the dynamic duo. So 4 pretty good strategies, guys. Let me know how your MT stack is looking. We are building and building ours. We were getting close to that 4 million range. Then I made a huge purchase for my guy, Tracy McGrady, and it's gone well. Absolutely zero buyer's remorse on this guy. We got the Hall of Fame pick dodger from the Hall of Fame option pack, and we promptly put it on him, so he has every single badge on Hall of Fame now and a few legends to boot. So feeling pretty good about this card, like this card, and that's my strategy. Build up a bunch of MT, keep a bunch of liquidity, but every now and then you can always go out and buy a top tier card you've been eyeing, whether it's a Galaxy Opal or a Dark Matter. Try to make it worthwhile, but hey, at the end of the day, I can always come back and sell my Tracy, maybe break even, maybe lose a little bit, but I'll get the majority of the MT back, which is a beautiful thing. With that, guys, I hope you all have a great Saturday. Stay warm. I know it's real cold in many parts of the country. If you're playing King of the Court, I wish you luck. I hope you have fun while you do it. Keep that in mind. It should be fun, win or lose. Just try your best. Play to have fun. Play to get rewards. The ultimate reward is just stacking MT. So as long as your MT is in a decent spot, you should feel good. And just keep working the game. Keep making smart decisions. Have a good day. Appreciate everybody. Much love and peace.